Yes! Here we go!
Before we jump into today's main topics, let's start the show with the usual remarkable story I came across on Reddit. This story has a connection with the second main topic that we're going to talk about, which is
Oh,
Jeannie
divorce.
and Jeannie. Guys, don't forget to let us know your thoughts and opinions about this story in the comments. And I'll show the banner now. Get ready for this one, KR.
Miserable wife. You said terrible, but it could be also miserable ex-wife. Let's see. Let's
Now,
see.
let's see.
I'm curious.
I don't think you're ready for this one. You
Tell
think
me.
you are, but you aren't. When my ex-husband and I divorced 3 years ago, my daughter took it fairly well.
Mm,
She unfortunately understood why, so it wasn't a shock, but of course, it was still a major change.
of
Our main
course.
focus was on doing what was best for her. So we tried to involve her as much as was healthy in what the new schedule would be. We settled on a flexible 50-50, and she took it in stride. The only
Mm.
thing she asked was to never have any new parents or siblings. I thought it was a weird thing to ask for, as neither of us were even considering dating, but she was worried to the point of hysterics about it, so we agreed.
Mm.
A year and a half ago, my now husband entered into the picture. My daughter met him and they got along fine. She met his kids and that was fine. And she's met probably too many of her father's female guests. So I thought she'd gotten over it. I was wrong. Late last year, we got engaged and started preparing to move in together. She lost it. She went into hysterics, and I was breaking my promise. She announced that she would not be spending the night with me anymore and demanded to live with her father 100% of the time. I told her that was ridiculous and that the schedule was not changing. Her father decided to take her back and is willing to fight in court if necessary. My lawyer says if it goes to court, it could go either way because she's over 12, which is a last resort for us. I don't want this to change. Her father loves her, but he's not really a responsible parent. He leaves her home alone for far too much and doesn't even try to supervise or put limits on anything. More so, my daughter is a child. She shouldn't have the right to dictate how much she sees her parents. I know I stupidly agree to not remarry in that moment, but that wasn't a realistic thing to promise, and she has to know that. She's a kid, but she has to know that. My ex is on her side and thinks she should live where she's most comfortable and agrees with her that I'm being irresponsible. I don't think it's healthy to give her that much power, especially over something that was demanded when she was all of 9 years old. So the question then begs, KR, can you say that she's wrong in this situation for refusing to change the custody agreement?
Yeah, man. I don't know. Let me think. So, is the mom right? I think as a parent, you shouldn't make promises that you cannot keep. Let's start that way. Um, Saying something, and that this is what you have, right? He was a kid. She was, I think, 9. You said she was
She
a
was
kid back
9.
then.
Yeah, she was 9 when she made the promise. Yeah.
Yes. So you're talking about so between 8 and 13. What I've learned is with girls, that's when their character is formed. So basically, during that time, and they are conscious at that time. So it's not like she's 4 and you say something, and after 3 years, you can change what you said. She
Yeah.
remembers. So I don't think as a parent you should lie to your kids. You have to be clear to them. Kids, they always say there's two people who always tell the truth: drunks and kids. They also understand. They might be young, but they understand the whole situation. A kid knows when they have a toxic mother or father. They know
Yeah.
that. It's not like they're stupid. People, a lot of times, people underestimate kids. They know everything. They hear everything.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a good thing the mom lied to the kid. The question now begs, like you said, is she an a-hole for doing this? Or was it, what is the question?
Yeah, yeah. Whether she is wrong for refusing to fulfill the girl's wishes to go live with
Well,
the,
that's
because
always
she's saying
with
we have a 50-50 agreement, so no, you're not gonna live with the father.
well,
You're
it's 50-50. So now she lives primary, the father gets primary custody, and then it's 50-50. You get visitations. It's the other way around now. I think this is the
yeah, well, the kid is saying she doesn't want to stay there anymore.
no, she's gonna only stay there when the 50-50 thing. So or does she say she doesn't want to visit the mom anymore? I don't think that's what she's saying.
Yeah, well, well, she said she went into hysterics that I was breaking my promise. She announced that she would not be spending the night with me anymore and demanded to live with her father 100% of the time. So
Ooh.
that's what she wants. Yeah.
Okay. This changes the whole thing. This changes the whole thing. I don't
So
think
if
the
they go
mom
to
has
court,
any choice.
yeah, so if they go to court, it's not gonna be a 50-50 battle, like simply
She,
changing primary
she's
custody.
gambling at this point. I think a lot of times people she lied to her and the kid knows she lied to her and she doesn't like that. You have to talk to the kid about this.
Is it lying if you're trying to comfort your? So I'm curious to see your how you look at this. Is it lying if in her mind at that moment she was simply trying to comfort her daughter?
Okay. Is it lying if you tell Lizzo? I'm not even gonna say it. I only start the sentence. Is it lying if I tell Lizzo that she's as hot as J Lo, or am I comforting her?
You're definitely comforting her.
You shouldn't comfort. Sometimes you gotta tell people the truth.
A lot of
Tell
people
them.
comfort.
I,
I understand what you're saying though. Yeah, yeah.
I use the extreme, of course, guys. Come on, I'm not that hard. Well,
You
heartless.
are.
Uh,
You are.
maybe I have a little.
I have someone I can call that can.
Oh man, he keeps bringing that person up. Come on, I told him one story one time. He keeps bringing it up. I love the story, by the way, but
The great story. I should put
but
her on
yeah,
speed dial.
it's. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the mom. So she lied to her. It's not comfort because the thing is this, right? Comforting is saying, okay, it's gonna be all right. Comforting isn't saying we're not gonna remarry or get any kids. That's not comforting. You're trying to reassure something that's
Impossible to
someone
keep.
will break it at the
Yeah.
end because the dad might find. So I think she gambled, hoping that the dad would be the one who breaks the
Yeah.
anyway. That's another
But
thing.
he did. Yeah. But he did say that the where was it? I think she did say that the daughter saw his father with a lot of women in the past. Let's say.
Yes, but
Um,
that doesn't mean a new parent.
that's true.
That's different. That's very
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. She met
Dad
his kids.
is Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean he's Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, what I would say, let me just read two comments, and guys, of
Yeah.
course, don't forget to let us know in the comment section what you think about this story. I'm gonna read two comments, and then I'll give you my thoughts on this. The first one, the first person is saying you are wrong. Don't promise your kids something and then be annoyed she's upset you broke that promise. I do not think you should force her to live with anyone she doesn't want to live with. That includes the man you are screw driving, and you should have known that it was important to her. It's a very valid concern, and I am on her side. And I saw another one which was in favor of the mom.
Oh
Uh,
shoot!
yes.
Another ex-miserable ex-wife.
No, saying, "Oh, come on. Some promises are ridiculous. Mom will never get married until when? 18? 25? Daughter is married? Never ever?" The thought of mom remarrying sent her into hysterics. So mom did a mom thing and said what she to had to in order to calm her child and make her feel safe. But it was not a realistic promise. My mom did the same thing with me when I was 6. The thought of my mom leaving this earth and leaving me behind sent me into hysterics. I made my mom promise me that if she did go to the Lord, I could be buried with her. Like only that thought would calm me down, get me to stop crying. My mom is still alive, but had something happened to her, obviously I would have had to live without her. Well, that's a completely different
That's a
case.
totally different situation, my man. Talking about unaliving yourself with mama.
Yeah, but I guess this person isn't really on her side because she say mom screwed up by not getting her therapy, but she made a promise to calm her kid. Not following through on a promise to
Again, therapy.
go alone is alone. Yeah.
What's with the
So I
therapy?
guess it's not entirely on the mom side. I would say this.
As a lawyer or as a double thought, RJ?
Not as a lawyer because yeah.
Mm.
So as a lawyer, my question is, in where did this happen? Which country? Which state? What are the rules, etc. I can't say anything about that. I do think that I believe a 12-year-old can say a bit more, can determine a bit more what she wants. I think the part of about the mom saying that there will not be any additional parents is one thing. You can say it lying or not, but I do think that the way she is handling it at this moment is it can be handled better. Because you can simply sit your daughter down and say, yes, mom made a mistake back then. Mom did this. Now she's just trying to she's like the hole is already dug. Let's keep digging. Because maybe if we keep digging, we'll get
Maybe strike gold.
yeah. So that's what I think. I think someone in that moment, I think in that moment she acted, she just wanted to calm her daughter down, to comfort her daughter. But that's something you did back then. Hindsight is always 2020. You can say, "Hey, I did something wrong. It could have been handled differently." But in this instance, I mean, you already did what you did. You can still say, "You know what? I'm sorry." What that would do to a kid, I believe, is show her that, hey, if when mom is wrong, she will tell me and she will be honest with me. She'll be open. And I think
After
if
you
she
lied.
mom, what?
After you lied already.
Yeah, because I can as a parent, I can tell you not to lie.
Mhm.
I can tell you not to lie, and when I do, and you call me out on it, I get defensive. I have to say you're right because
Okay,
that's the only way you will get respect.
that response I do agree. The
Yeah. So the
initial lying I don't agree with, but okay.
No, but I understand. But what I'm saying is, in that moment, just seems to me like she was emotional, and in that
Mhm.
emotional state, she made a decision. That's not to say that it's correct what she did or how she acted. I'm just saying you can still make it up by saying, just talking and explaining to the kid. I think that if she approached it in that way, instead of blaming the kid, you should have understand. You should understand that's impossible. She's a 12-year-old kid. When you made the promise, she was 9. So you should talk to her and say, "Listen, mommy said something, and actually, mommy said it to comfort you, but to be mommy found someone who's a very good person. This person is taking care of me, taking care of us. You met the kids, and I think I want to apologize if I said that. I did it with the right intentions, but it was wrong what I did. And if we approach it from that angle, I believe the kid would have dealt with it in a different
Talk
way.
to her like a grown up man. Like I started this by saying between 8 and 13 is the formative years of girls. So at that after 13, their characters already formed. She's almost 12. So at this point, you can talk to
Trust
her like a grown up.
me. Yeah,
You can
because
talk to her just like face to face, like you're talking to another person your age. You say to her, Hey, it is what it is. Sometimes people, like you said, I promise you something, but you might be right on that. Yeah, I do agree with you.
Yeah. Well, guys, let us know in the comment section what your thoughts are on this matter. Is she wrong? Is she right? Can you understand why she did it? Could she have handled it differently back then, or can she handle it differently now? With that being said, we can move to the next segment of the show. As we always say, guys, here on the Double Touch Show, we discuss trending topics and try to explore uncommon lessons from commonplace situations. In today's show, we'll talk about Shyne and Diddy, Jeezy and Jeannie, Mai, and of course, other topics, speed topics, if you will, during the short thought segment. Before we proceed, guys, remember to engage with us. Let us know your thoughts and opinions. Let's move to the first topic.
Let's do this.
Yes, yes. The first topic, and before KR starts with the story, because as you guys know, he's the one that's always doing the searching. He's doing it because
No, pause. I'm not searching for Diddy though. I'm not searching for Diddy. Let's be clear.
now, but you always have wild stories. Every
Yeah, that's
video
right.
I see, every video that I've seen in my in my life, which I've regretted seeing.
You're
That's
talking about the guy that got run over by Jesus.
exactly. That was the most recent one. You
That's
sent that to me
crazy,
2
bro.
days ago, man. That was a crazy story.
That's a
I thought it
crazy
was
story, man.
fake.
R.I.P. to the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Hey,
R.I.P. to him, man.
yes, yes. Hey, before we start, remember, guys, to rate the show by pressing the like button, share the video with your friends, your family, and your enemies. Follow us on our socials, and don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell as well. KR?
Yes, yes. Hey, we open up with Diddy and specifically Shyne. Shyne says new interest in Diddy reopens old wounds. For those who don't know, I've never seen Shyne. Oh, Shyne. Oh no, this is Obama. My bad. My bad. That's another light skinned politician. This is Shyne. My bad. My bad. All light skinned politicians look look alike. Well,
Come
there
on.
is a small difference. Let look. Tell me. Don't they look alike?
They do look alike. As a member of the light skin community, I don't appreciate you saying that all light skin politicians look alike, but these two happen to look alike. Down to the black lips, the cigarette lips.
The Newport lips.
Yeah, the Newport
This is
lips.
crazy.
Yeah,
Why did I say that?
the Newport lips.
Hey man.
Yeah, they do look. And you're saying Shine, because I don't know this, but Shine was a rap. Well, I know the story, but Shine was a rap.
Yeah, so Shyne was a rapper in the early 90s, late 90s. After BIG passed away, unfortunately due to GUU and violence, he was the next upcoming guy, Shine
No,
Poe.
sorry, I can't
Anyway,
spell.
yeah,
I'm dyslexic.
Shine Poe. He was the next upcoming guy. He was from Belize. So he grew up in Belize, and at 7 years old, his dad sent him to New York. His dad was that back then a politician in Belize. So it happens sometimes that the politicians send their kids to a better life. I think we've seen it as well. A month ago, there was a rapper got clapped up in I think it was in the US. Don't remember what city, but it was a son of a Dominican Republic politician. So it happens quite often where people from South America send their kids to a better life when they don't have to cross the border.
Is
They
that the
go by
eternal life?
plane. They huh?
Is that the eternal life? Is that the better life you're talking about?
No. It's not. Well, if they find themselves in the in the wrong situation, yeah, they might meet the eternal life or the eternal pain of the fire burning. Anyway, um, Yeah, so basically Shyne was a rapper in the late 90s, and in the late 90s also something else happened. That was when the time when well, Diddy and Shyne were involved into a um a situation in a club in New York where a projectile was ejected from the GUN and struck a woman in her face. Shyne was the one who was standing trial. Diddy was not.
Jerry
Shyne
was
took.
always there.
Shyne was also there. People were saying Diddy had also the blicky in his hands, but Shyne was the one who jumped on the sword. Oh my God!
That means a completely
Oh,
different.
it is different these days
Yeah,
with
it's,
Diddy.
yeah,
As yeah, so he was the one who took the fall.
yeah,
Diddy wasn't. Well, Shyne wasn't the cash cow. Shyne was the worker,
yeah,
the weed holder. Well, it was the weed holder. Well, he was the upcoming rapper. He wasn't the main man making the money. So someone, I mean, we've all always heard those stories, right? But when you have the rapper, you don't you have one of your friends take the charge.
yeah.
He can ruin his life.
You said you were. You have too
You
much to lose.
you have too much to lose. After he comes out, you have to hope. So this is the thing, right? You take the fall, and then you have to hope. And that's the problem. You have to hope that your rapper friend still has money
That
for
is
you
true.
to get, for you to get something. Because
Yep,
hey, maybe he's blowing a bag. Or he
yep.
gets, oh no, no, my brain. I said,
What?
oh man.
It's ahead. What did you say?
Do you want to hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said maybe he blew his bag. Or he gets his back blown by this. Oh, my brain is so. Oh man, this is crazy. Anyway. Hey, pause. But yeah, we are here. So what happened is that Shine is now giving out
Press releases.
press releases, interviews, because people are asking him what really happened.
Mm. But
And
this, the incident you're talking about happened like years ago, right?
1999,
So why are they asking it now?
because of the raid.
Oh, because
Everything is
everything around Diddy is
everything
unraveling.
is unraveling, and the woman also is starting to say, "Daddy is the one who did it." Allegedly, she's the one who's
Mm,
saying it now. So that's why they're asking. That's why they're asking Shine what really happened.
yeah.
And
Hey,
this is the crazy part of this whole thing. And before you interrupt, I'm not gonna say this. The crazy part of this whole thing, Shine ruined his life because he said 10 years, and then he got deported out of US, sent back to Belize. Now he has to act like a politician. While we
act like
all know, while we all know he's a street dude. Like, I'm a street dude. I'm a rapper. And now he doesn't talk like that anymore.
is that the
Now,
way? That's how he
yeah,
used to talk.
well, he used to talk like this, you know.
Yeah,
You got a deep voice, you know. He used to talk like this. Now he has to play another character.
yeah.
That shows you every rapper is just an actor. No, I'm just kidding. Continue. You want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to give you your kudos on using allegedly in the right place. You said you said the woman started talking, and I'm paraphrasing, of course. The woman started talking. She said, "Daddy did it," allegedly, and amazing news. Second of
I'm
all,
getting better. I'm getting oh
don't show that to Diddy.
don't show that to Diddy.
I think I think that the so second of all, I don't know much about Shine other than, let's say, the story that we're talking about. Mm, I do think that they do look alike. It's baffling to me. It's mind-boggling actually that someone would be put into the penitentiary, placed into the penitentiary for, because that's probably an attempt to unalive a person, and then 10 years later, approximately, that person is a politician somewhere else. So e- even if it's not in the US, it's still
Yeah, I mean, but don't forget, his dad has connections. So,
oh, if that was also a politician, yeah,
mm.
yeah. And
And when it all
there
comes
could have been
down,
a mistrial.
could have been, but it wasn't.
It wasn't. He was keeping it real.
He kept it real. This is the problem when keeping it real, right? When you don't snitch, when you don't snitch. I'm not saying you should snitch, but when you don't snitch, some of you guys don't have the luxury
I
to
have a
go to
question.
another country and become a politician.
I
Because
have a,
hey, the crazy part is this, right? He was deported, sent back to Belize. I think 2 years ago he came back to the US to represent Belize at the UN.
oh,
That
yeah.
was crazy, dude. He was standing there at the UN talking. I was like, what the heck is this? It was
With
called
immunity.
what?
Yeah. With immunity, probably. Or what.
Bro.
So I have a question to you, KR, and then I
Um,
want, and then we can move on because we have a
yeah.
lot to discuss. But I have a question to you. Talking about not snitching, you're saying not that he should snitch.
Well,
My question to you is very simple. And before I ask the question, it's known that Diddy was recording the party. It's alleged. It's alleged, or not alleged. Maybe alleged is a strong word. Speculation. There are speculations that he either used it in his advantage to gain certain favors, or some people are even insinuating that he was working with the Alphabet
yeah.
Boys to do the feds to get some information on other people and so on and so forth. So
And
whatever it
again,
is. Then my question is the following. Shine kept it real. Do you think if it were the other way around, do you think Diddy would have kept it real?
who kept it real? Who told you that he would keep it real?
So
Maybe
that's
he's
my
the one,
question.
maybe he's the one who told people Shine is the one. You should have him, my fat friend. Maybe I should. You know what? Because you sometimes insinuate that I have friends at the feds. Maybe I should call him and ask him to give me uh, uh, Diddy's phone number so we can get an interview rolling around here.
Yeah. While
Get
you're at it,
subscribers up.
yeah, exactly. Did you say get our subscribers up?
Yes.
That was exactly what I was about to ask you. Ask them why they keep capping the videos when they're doing so good. But in any case, let's move on, man.
Hey man, let's take a look at what Shine had to say because the guy had a lot to say. Can you hear this?
Okay. And
That
that
was
was
triggered
triggered
by
by
a
I guess you cannot hear it
Like,
anyway, or not correctly. So what
yeah.
he was basically, and you guys can check it out on 50's IG page. He has he talks about a couple of minutes about this stuff. He's basically explaining that he was the fall guy, and then he basically says, "I'm not gonna tell who did who did it, but you have to listen to the woman who got popped." So basically, he's saying,
Yeah.
"I'm not gonna snitch, but look at the civilian who's snitching."
I'm not snitching. I will not snitch out of principle. But I'll tell you we're snitching right over there. Right
Yes,
over there. Yeah.
that's the person. That's the person you should have. The person who's standing there and saying, "Well, I cannot find it. Such a shame."
Oh, come on, man.
Seen him do it.
Gotcha. It's been a while since you used that one.
It's a while. It's been a while, but she's seen him do it. Anyway, not only that. So this is and maybe maybe we can put this in the edit. Anyway, the video itself.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Um, another part of this story is, of course, Diddy's story is getting crazier and crazier. Diddy's stories are getting crazier and crazier. There is this guy, and I don't know him, never heard of him before. I don't even know his name. But these days, everyone can hop on. Let me share the correct screen, man. Everyone can hop on a podcast and tell a story. I've never seen this guy before, but apparently he was at a Diddy party.
What did he see? That's the question, of course.
Charles Winslow. We was at the party, and we just chill.
So he was at the party. I'm just playing out so you guys can see, and it's this one, all things non-GMO. The guy was at a Diddy party, and he heard someone getting their cheeks clapped. Well, assuming it was a girl because he heard someone making noises. Apparently, he kicked in the door. You saw Diddy and the dad, the Winslow dad,
Carl Winslow.
Carl Winslow. And let me share the picture so you cannot.
Oh, no.
It's this guy. And in the
America's
words, in the
It was
words, America's dead. Well, I think it's something different. Anyway, in the words of Will Smith's former assistant, he jumped in and saw Diddy murdering Carl Winslow. He was getting murked.
Is it Brother Bilal? Brother Bilal.
Oh, shout out to Brother Bilal. I haven't seen him after that story. Brother Bilal said Will Smith was getting murked by what's the ex-husband of oh man.
Tasha Campbell. Tisha Campbell.
Tisha. Oh man. Anyway, whoever that guy is,
Dwayne Martin. Dwayne Martin.
Yes, Dwayne was murking Will. Oh,
Straight up murk.
oh my god. Nah, but and then not only that, guys, go check that video. This is crazy. I mean, maybe put it as well. That part. The guy basically said after it all happened, he saw Diddy walking in the party, and Diddy told him, "It's amazing." I'm not paraphrasing right now. It's amazing what you can let a man do, what a man will do for money.
Hey man, when they say everyone has a price, I never thought they were talking about that service though. I mean, talking about selling what did Cat Williams call it? That protecting that virgin booty hole. I think that what we're seeing is we're seeing a lot of degeneracy in the music industry. A lot of names being dropped, but KR, if Carl Winslow can be dragged into this case, if America's Black America's dead. Black
I
America.
don't know. I don't know. That was the other dude. That wasn't him. That wasn't him.
That was
It's the Crosby
Crosby.
dude.
That was the Crosby.
That's Billy Boy. That's Bill Boy down there. He
I mean,
was the
everyone,
America's dad. Well, Black America's dad. You might be right. He wasn't America's dad.
Black America's dad. Yeah, I think we it stretches very far past. We need to.
Yo, what? Yo, hey, yo, that one was crazy.
Wait,
Yo,
I said pause.
yo. Wow, man.
So
Well,
so we,
that's probably what Diddy said. Anyway, continue.
yeah. So we need to. I think every time I think that we've reached the end of the topic of Diddy's, the extreme. There's still more. What I'm waiting on, however, is more people to um
More people?
more people to talk and at least not more people. I think there are certain people that are being protected
Of course. Of
because it's
course.
only these names that are being dropped, not other names that are being dropped. um and I think if you see who Diddy was hanging out with, there came a point. Listen, thousandaires hang out with thousandaires. Millionaires hang out with millionaires. Billionaires hang out with billionaires. So there comes a point in time where there came a point in time where he reached a certain level that it wasn't really. He wasn't hanging out with the rappers, the new rappers anymore. He was on a different level. So I want to, you get what I'm saying? Right now
I
we're
want you
getting the lower, the low hanging fruits. But I'm pretty sure that there were more people involved that we are not being told about.
Yes, and that is something that also Eddie Griffin is alluding to. That let me share my screen again, and because of the video not working correctly, I think you cannot show it. But in this video, Eddie Griffin is alluding to Diddy and Clive being in a situation and that being recorded and that being used at blackmail, and the reason why the feds went in to help their friends.
That's a recent post.
Yeah, that's from 2 days ago. But I don't know when it was recorded, by the way. It's just been posted 2 days ago.
But I'll
Couple
tell
of
you
days
this
ago.
much. I'll tell you this much. I watched the interview of Suge Knight on the PPD podcast. It happened like a couple of days ago. And in that during that interview, Suge Knight mentioned Clive Davis. So on two separate occasions, the same things are are being insinuated by people who you can assume know these things, or at least know people who know these things. But we're only getting the information about certain people. We're only getting the information about the that's that's what I mean to say, right? We're only getting the information about the low hanging fruits, like the rappers, but not the big names. But I'm pretty sure that there are also big names in that uh on those videos. Let me put it like that.
Hey, man, it is what it is. So let's continue, man. Let's continue. It's a shame we cannot play the videos, but you guys can go check them out yourself. Um, let's continue with the next part.
Yes. Let's go to the
Second
next.
topic.
Yeah, let's go to the next segment, guys. In this segment, and you check the banner. Or is that the crazier stories? Yeah, because
No,
I,
that's
I
not a
can
crazy.
handle I can handle more crazy or stories about Diddy. No, man. The second topic of today will be Jeannie and GZ. The custody battle continues. But before we start, guys, remember to rate the show by pressing the like button. Follow us on our socials and subscribe to the YouTube channel. KR?
Yes. Um. Yes. Let's continue with the story, which is the great Jeannie and Jesus' divorce turning even worse. It's getting messier. It's getting messier. And how is it starting to become messy? Well, according to court documents, Jeannie has denied Jeezy visitation since the beginning of the year. We are now in April, and Jeezy, a man of faith, a good father, a millionaire, upstanding citizen, lately has only seen his daughter for 8 days, 8 times actually, 8 times. According to the court documents, it's showing that he's trying to get this ball rolling. I'm going to show the documents. As you can see here, it says court documents reveal Jeannie might allegedly deny G's visitation, only saw daughter 8 times this year. So, what are we talking about here? The Since they're split, Jeezy has agreed with Jeannie about the split, the custody split. When she's gonna go, the kid is gonna go to Jeezy, and when the kid is gonna go to Jeannie. According to her, to this latest filing, she's not adhering to this agreement, and he's trying to get official split custody, 50-50 custody. Ajay.
So he's trying to get 50-50 custody, is what you said, right?
Yes, because so
Why is it?
so the initial, sorry, the initial, and I'm gonna share this. The initial request was for primary custody, and then he
Mhm.
turned it around and requested the shared, so the joint custody, with a new motion.
Yeah. And what is Jeannie requesting? Primary
Well,
custody, probably.
probably primary. I think they, I think, I think so. This is the thing, right? In general, I do know that courts, when even if it's, mm, this is the weird thing about courts, and we can talk about it a bit deeper. The kid has been at the mom for the majority of the time, even though that was not the agreement. What will happen is the court will say, oh, the kid has been at the mom for the majority of the time, even though it's not the agreement. The kid is used to hanging out at the mom. So we're gonna give her primary to avoid, let's say, discomfort.
Yeah.
But the dad can have her once or 2 or 3 times a week, but not
Hmm.
primary custody.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's why
So
he's
it can,
adjusting his
yeah,
request, because he's
nah,
tailoring it.
can be. Can be. Doesn't have to be the case because you can. I don't think that's. I mean, it can be. I don't know, but I always say to my clients that you have two things. And I'm not a lawyer in the U.S., but this is like general. It's like general. So it's like general. It applies across borders as it relates to attorneys. You have two things. You have like the legal battleground, and you have other battlegrounds. more practical battlegrounds. You have, for example, a moral battleground. You have an ethical battleground. Whatever. If, and I'm not saying that. So just to be clear, I'm not saying this is just an example. I'm not saying Jeannie Mai is crazy. I'm just saying if your ex partner, the mother of your child, is crazy and she's a problem seeker, and and she's basically emotional and um not um really thinking about the consequences that her actions might have for her kids. As a father, sometimes you need to say, you know what, even though we didn't agree on this, I'm just gonna step back, fight this battle in court, because I know that every time the mom and I get into an exchange with one another, it will cause more damage to the kid. So sometimes you need to take a step back. Now, it's smart in situations like that to not just simply step back, but also put in writing why you're stepping back. On this and this date, I approached you, I asked you this, you yelled at me. On this and this and date, I asked you this, you called me an a-hole. On this and this and this, you called me whatever. For this reason, to keep, to not cause more harm to the children, I think it's best for me to take a step back, but just be advised that I will be fighting the battle in court to get full custody or whatever. I mean, if you put it like that, you can protect yourself to a certain extent. But the reason for the 50-50, I don't know what it could be. Maybe he's also seeing that he cannot, how do you say? He cannot, not confirm, but guarantee
That he okay, yeah.
that he
That's a
can give
possibility.
the full custody, because full custody comes with certain obligations as well. It has certain requirements. And maybe based on that, he said, you know what, let's put it at 50-50. You know what a bad mom would say to the child? You see, your dad doesn't really love you. If he did, he would have fought for you. Thank
Well, a bad mom would have claimed first that the Ayala Van Zandt one.
I was
Before
I was I was thinking how to
you
plug it
gotta,
in, but
cannot plug in. Yeah, you gotta be very careful how you word that one. For
yeah.
those who don't know, there was this woman at Ayala Van Zandt's show where she's been telling her kids since young that, was it the dad who
The
uh,
father,
touched
yeah,
them? The kids, right?
inappropriately. Yeah, the kids
Yeah.
inappropriately, like three daughters.
Yeah.
And the daughters, and they believed her until they went on Van Zandt's show, and they did a
Mhm.
lie detector test.
Oh man.
And the daughters found out that the mom lied to them their whole lives. Instead of the mom saying, you know what, I'm sorry,
Sorry.
did it because of XYZ, the mom yelled at the dad, saying, if you know it was true, why didn't you fight for them harder? You should
Yeah.
have fought for them harder. I mean, if that is
This is
crazy,
crazy, yo. This is crazy how she basically
that's
gaslighted him on top of him being on fire already. She's the type, she's the type, she's the type to not even urinate on the husband if he was burning.
burning.
Like
Yeah.
like the man on
At the Trump rally. Oh
man.
man. Rest in peace to that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is what you're dealing with at this point. That's a
That's
bad
crazy.
mom.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
real
terrible
bad
one.
mom. That's a terrible one. But yeah, I think you're right about this. The mom would probably point out, a bad mom would point out that doesn't love you. He's not fighting for you. That's why you gotta stay with me.
Yeah.
By the way, did you know that your dad used to knuckle me up the back of
Oh,
my head? This is how that goes. And then she started. We covered this story. RJ, RJ,
yeah.
RJ. All jokes aside, I don't know if you watched the full Ben Hart video.
I didn't watch it fully. No.
You didn't watch the full. I watched the full
The
thing.
last one? You mean the last one?
Last one, yeah. The last
yeah.
one. We talked about this in, I think, 2 shows ago or 3 shows ago.
2 shows ago.
Yeah, Ben Hart. For those who don't know, Ben Hart is a marketing guy who divorced his wife, gave her literally everything he had, and then she tried to continue suing him and get more money. He ended up being locked up. The mom wrote
he
books.
paid over $4 million.
Over
He paid
4,
it
yeah.
so the mom could stay at home because she was a stay-at-home mom, I think.
Yeah.
I believe. So
Yeah.
the mom could stay at home and raise the kids.
Yeah.
And her mom the mom went on to sue him. So aside from the mom telling her daughters that her father is a no good man, despite him being in a lot of pictures, family pictures, and so on. The mom sued the dad for $100,000 because he was at that point $100,000 short.
Sure.
The reason being that
$4 million.
paid over 4 million. He was $100,000 short. The reason being that he was paying for her legal fees in cases he filed against him. I mean, that's
Right.
good.
And not only
She
that,
filed against him. Yeah.
and he didn't have any income anymore because she was sending subpoenas to all his clients. So he doesn't have an income. He's 100,000 short. Then they went to the court. The judge, as he put it himself, when he saw the judge's haircut, he knew he was in trouble.
Oh,
Ben is a funny guy.
yeah,
He knew
fade.
she had the the femme fate. Anyway, he did 8 days in jail over this, and it's a show. It's a shit show. But not only that, the mom wrote books about being a single mom, being a mom that has sole care of the kids.
Yeah.
Guess what? The kids probably read those books and believed every word. And it's a shame I cannot play a video about that because, well, not this, because I have another video about
Jeannie,
believing. No, it's not about Jeannie. It's a totally different story, but we'll cover it. It will come back at a certain point. It's about believing a therapist, explaining a situation where in couple counseling who you should believe and who you shouldn't believe. But hey man, let's wrap this up. One thing I'm gonna show, one thing we'll never see again are these videos.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Well, we don't know. We don't know. Hey, man, if Nelly and Ashanti can get back together.
Well, they never broke up, but okay. Look at this. Look at this. He's grabbing her. Oh, I thought he was grabbing her to do something else. Oh.
No, man, come on.
Hey. Oh, wait a second. It's a love. I guess.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. This was just in 2019, so it's not that long ago. And now we are out here fighting each other tooth and nail.
Yeah. I mean, to say that they're the first and the last, it's definitely not. But hey, man, I think that the people are fighting for child. So for custody laws to be changed and to be amended. Hey, as long as that doesn't happen, there will always be these fights. There will always be family disputes, and unfortunately, as we always say here, it's the kids that suffer.
Yes, it is the kids that suffer. Okay, let's close it out, man. Let's go to the short thoughts.
Short thoughts. Hey, you check the banner. We're gonna move to the short thoughts. But before we proceed, and again, this is the speed round. Before we proceed, um, rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and subscribe on our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. So, guys, as you know, the short thought segment is where we give short responses on commonplace situations and trending news. KR was the first one. It was the first story you got from me today. And just another like FYI to the audience. I usually don't know what is gonna say or what is gonna bring forward. So it's always like a bit of a surprise for me.
Yeah, so the first topic, let's take a look. New York cracks down on the $1 million squatters. Queens' illegal tenant who's been living rent-free without care in the world for months is finally moved on. Brian Rodriguez has been charged after allegedly squatting in Queens' home. If convicted, the 35-year-old could face up to 15 years behind bars. Owner Adele Andaloro was arrested at the home after changing the locks. I don't even if you remember the story which we covered about the squatters in Queens a couple of weeks ago. That's also in the same week where we discussed for the first time the great
Legendary.
Moreno,
Yeah.
the greatest squatter ever, or at least the greatest cheerleader
Yeah.
for squatters.
So if I get that story correctly, can you pull it up one more time?
Of course I can.
Because let me see. The cracks down squatter. This was the squatter who entered into the $1 million home.
Yes, and the woman that basically went in and they arrested the guy initially. They went away. She changed the locks real quick, and then they arrested her because she's trying
She
to
was
do.
yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, we covered another story, a follow-up story on top on that, where people went to the home and started beating the squatters.
Yeah.
Everyone left except of this guy.
Yeah. There was also the one story where the squatter they didn't like the woman, so they unalived her and then divided her into various parts. Let me put it like this. But what's
Yes,
this?
this one. There's also an update on that one. Teen squatters bought engagement ring, AirPods, and PlayStation with credit card that belonged to mother whose body was stuffed in a duffel. So this is crazy. That story was crazy.
It's a crazy law. It's a crazy story.
They beat her with a frying pan.
Yeah, it's and then they have the right to say I know my rights.
Yeah, it seems to...
it's crazy. And if you look at the comments on Double Thought Clips, which is the Clips channel we have.
Yes.
A lot of people. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to that channel as well. But a lot of people said, so as reaction to the Moreno story, that he should be deported, and those rules and those laws need to change because it's only causing more problems. There's really no reason to have that law in place that can give a person that's not the owner of a property more rights than the person who is the owner of the property, who's also tasked with paying taxes and all other expenses relating to that home.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Like I said in the previous show, why is it squatting when it's a home, and when someone does the same thing in your car, then they're trying to steal your car?
Yeah. Can you squat a car?
Well, squat this projectile in your head.
Oh man. No.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. Another one. Can you hear this?
No, I can't hear anything.
Oh, wait a second. Give me a second.
Very far. It's like
Very far.
distant. Yeah, I can hear it. I know who it is. It's my buddy.
It's your buddy. It's your buddy. Okay. So you can hear it. So let's go to the next topic.
Yeah.
TikTok migrant Leonard Moreno heading to
Canada?
Justin Trudeau. Hey,
Hey.
man, Canada. So for those who don't know, let me share my screen. We all know this one. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see what is really happening.
La envidia llegó a mi familia. Todo lo que está pasando es culpa de la maldad de ustedes.
All the snot in the world. There is not enough. Hey, man, this guy was talking with snot out of his nose, crying when it all went south after he went in and started talking about squatters' rights and that he's going to start a company that helps squatters from Venezuela and all the other countries. He has 8 African friends that are squatting. The guy was promoting, he was the cheerleader for squatting by migrants. And then it went all to shits.
I remember that.
Let's continue watching this guy dropping snot. You know what's weird, by the way? Because this is what the weirdo stuff, right? Do you think this is the crazy part? The guy has snot in his nose. Do you realize that he has to press record and stop recording? Don't you think that's weird?
No, wait, what? What exactly? So he has the snot?
He has snot. He has to cry.
Yeah.
He has to cry on cue and snot on cue because he's pressing record. And then after he's done, he needs to press on record.
Yeah.
And then stop crying and wipe out his nose. So it's not natural.
It's not natural, of course not.
All this is just an act. The guy is the greatest. Hey, should we start a campaign? Get Moreno his Oscar. This is an Oscar experience. Look at it.
I think Oscar might be
frente del mundo que está presenciando un acto de persecución a mi familia y culpo.
Nasty, dude. This is nasty. Look at all the
que hicieron video de odio en contra de mí. Y especialmente a Carlos Eduardo Espina lo culpo también de lo que está pasando. Porque por él me están persiguiendo.
Now it's coming.
Los Illuminati están detrás de mí.
My God. And for those, I must say it again, for those who cannot understand Spanish, start working on your Spanish because that's going to be the first language in America real soon.
Yeah. So I went to check it out. Carlo Eduardo Espina is a TikToker. And he has 8.4 million.
Carlos Eduardo Espina. Maybe I know him.
I don't know him, actually.
Oh, man.
8.4 million followers on TikTok.
Hey, man.
So he's a very popular guy.
He probably slammed the dude.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He's out here talking about the rights and all the other stuff, and now he's crying. And hey, man, it's not done yet. It's not done yet because, as you can read in the title, he's heading to Canada. How do I know that?
Oh, Canada. How do you know that? Yeah.
How do I know that? Well, guess what? I'm doing some journalistic investigation. He got released apparently from the jail.
Okay.
Because he didn't do nothing wrong. He was just a cheerleader, just like every rapper. Every hood has a rapper who's a cheerleader for the goons. Pom-pom. Well, I think every rapper was also wearing pom-poms in front of Diddy, but that's another story. Here we are. Let me show the video. Libre como el ave. Jeannie con rumbo a Canada. For those who don't know, free as a bird. Heading towards Canada. Let's take a look what he has to say. Oh, it's. Give me a second.
Muchachos, aquí vamos caminando, muchachos. Muchachos, sé que hay muchos sapos lambón, dejen la envidia.
Let's translate a little bit. Let's translate. You're saying there are a lot of snitches. No, it's not. It's snitches. Sapos. Sapiaron. That's snitching.
Sapos is snitching.
Sapo is snitching. Sapiar los. Ellos me lo sapiaron. That's snitching. Son sapos. People are snitching is envidia, which is how do you translate envidia again? Envy. It's envy. All envy. So he's claiming people are envious of him being persecuted by the Illuminati. Oh man, Moreno. Hey, Lionel, man, you gotta quit while you're ahead, boy. Let's continue watching.
24/7 activo, papi. Caminando, mi gente, ya tú sabes.
Let's analyze the situation for a second. He's heading towards Canada. The clothing, he has only a hoodie on. Where's your jacket, Moreno?
Maybe he's trying to fool.
Huh?
Maybe he's trying to fool the feds.
Well, he ran away from Florida already because that's where I think he registered as a migrant. And you're supposed to stay in the state where you registered. And he went to Colorado. And from Colorado, he's now heading to Canada. El next, oh my God. I would say el next frontera. Yo, this is crazy. El siguiente frontera. Oh my God. El next. Yo.
Spanglish.
It's Spanglish, man. It's Spanglish, man. But yeah, let's continue.
It's not very good looking. Yes.
Let's continue.
Nos vamos a congelar, pero bueno. ¿Ah?
¿Tú sabes por qué está suave bajada?
¿Por qué?
Porque está lloviendo y porque tiene bastante sal.
Porque no pasa, no pasa.
No.
Wait a second. We can do some investigation. Where is that?
Okay.
Let me go back a little bit.
You saw a name.
Let me go back a little bit. Mooberry 54.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, I'm a fat. This is why RJ always says I'm a fat. Because I have fat tactics. Mooberry 54.
I think you get it in a couple of places, though.
No, you get it in a couple of places. Yeah. That's true.
Makes sense as well.
But there is no. Wait a second. This seems like Ohio. Let me see real quick. Let me check real quick, man.
You're gonna check. All right.
Anyway,
you're really taking this.
I need to. Well, the thing is this, man. You want to follow the trail. Maybe this is the trail that all migrants take.
Yeah.
And maybe what?
Is this the new underground railroad?
Yo, Hey, we're gonna see. Yo, that one is crazy. That's what is crazy. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see Lionel making a TikTok with the great Prime Minister in Canada, also AKA Mister Happy Go Lucky. Let's continue with the video.
No.
Yeah, so he's alluding that he's heading towards Canada, man. It's crazy. It's crazy out here. He's basically trying to let me see. Yeah, you cannot see all the this. That's the only street you can see. It seems like Mulberry Street is in Ohio, but so he's heading towards. Maybe he's heading towards. Yeah, towards the north.
Yeah, I think he is heading to the north, toward, let's say, in the northern direction.
Yeah.
Maybe he was instructed when he left home to just keep on walking. And so I'm getting, yeah, but in any case, yeah. So, hey, man, this guy is it's funny. It's funny to laugh at. And this is again mind boggling to me that this man went on TikTok, talked about people, and so incited people to break into people's houses and take them, start living in them, start squatting, and he's free. He disobeyed the rules because he fled his state. So he registered as a migrant in Florida, then left. So is there really no accountability, or is there? I mean, won't he be held accountable at all? This is very concerning here.
It is, and I think that's what it shows, that this whole migrant situation is out of control at this point, where people can do anything they want. I think we've seen that in New York. We've seen that in multiple states where people do things that could be considered criminal back in the days. Imagine, RJ. Imagine if it's gonna sound very bad. Imagine if a group of black kids would punch the cop. Probably they will find them with projectiles in their body, shaking.
Yeah.
These people, well, I'm not saying these people, but a couple of the new Americans, new Americans, a couple of new Americans were punching up cops and got out without bail.
Illegal. So that's the whole point, right? If you get in the legal way, then there's no problem here. But I think that if they did got in the legal way, so this is what I believe. If they did get in through the legal way, the rule is that if you can't comport yourself, you'll be deported. But if you enter in the illegal way and you have an immigrant status, then you're exempted from rules. Does that make sense? Does it make sense that the people who do follow the rules are held to higher standards than people who don't?
And pay taxes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, if you're paying the tax, you should be able to beat up the cop because he's working for you. Well, that's maybe the wrong conclusion, but hey, the one who pays is the leader. Anyway, let's continue. Let's close out real quick. On the Monday show, we talked about beating up a guy for touching his wife. Apparently, it was the wrong guy. Sounds like something that would happen to Ye. Final thoughts before we close out the show.
Yeah, man, just right.
But they are twins, so they were sitting together. He went to confront the guys. He was like, "Oh, maybe I drank too much. I'm seeing double. Let me start punching one of the two."
Yeah. It's a crazy story, and I talked elaborately in that show. I recall about self-defense and about it not being um, self-evident. You need to still prove it.
Yeah.
And it would be complicated because if he had opportunity to walk away, then he should have walked away. So I'm talking about the law, what the law, so what the law demands, not whether or not you should do it or not. Because sometimes the laws, some people say I'm willing to sit a couple of days in jail, but I will not retaliate if a man touches my wife inappropriately. So I mean, there are different rules that people try to abide. But that was, and what I tried to illustrate was the complexity of the case. If he hit the guy that actually um, touched his wife in an inappropriate way, but now it seems that he hit a twin. So
The wrong one too.
for a lawyer, this is gonna be a very interesting case. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. It's a very
Oh, God. This is crazy, yo. This is crazy. Hey, let's close out the show, man.
wrap it up. Hey, um, if you made it this far, thanks for watching and listening. Whatever your thoughts are, let us know in the comment section below. Uh, Remember to rate the show by pressing the like button, follow us on our socials, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when we drop new videos. Let's have a healthy conversation in the comment section below, and we'll see each other in the next one. Until next time.
Muchachos, ayúdenme. Está avisado. Hey, subscribe, muchachos.